You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
Defensively comes over, right hand.
That hand does hit the face on the follow through, though.
He does.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clark Update. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today, I've got another exciting and highly interesting video for you. And if you're a true Caitlin Clark fan, you're definitely going to want to watch this one until the very end. Before we get started, let me know you're part of the Clark Update Army by commenting CC 100% below. I love seeing all the amazing Clark fans in the comments. Now, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into today's video. What would happen if one of the greatest basketball players ever saw the WNBA's most talented young athlete singled out through questionable methods? The basketball world is in full shock at Michael Jordan's comments on Breanna Stewart's behavior against Caitlin Clark. You will now discover the full story. But first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen someone singled out the way Caitlin Clark has been throughout her professional career? What was seen during the New York Liberty game has fundamentally altered Michael Jordan's view of the WNBA. This is the aspect of Michael Jordan's perspective that has left Breanna Stewart at the center of the discussion. Caitlin Clark is in a position that Michael Jordan understands very well. Michael Jordan was the greatest player in a league filled with incredible athleticism during the 1980s. And because opponents could not match his extraordinary basketball IQ, they often tried to physically intimidate him. However, Michael Jordan emphasized one crucial point. Herein lies the intriguing aspect of Breanna Stewart's reputation. Michael Jordan understands the difference between what he has seen involving Caitlin Clark and what he experienced in championship-level competitive basketball versus what he believes crosses the line. He said, "It is the most despicable conduct I have witnessed on a basketball court in decades. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 93% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us.so. Did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
Look like Caitlin Clark has found herself in another situation following another game. This time it's involving Breanna Stewart. Now, Breanna Stewart refused to answer the questions when reporters asked her about that hard foul that she did on Caitlin Clark. Now social media has took it and ran with it. And we know anytime it's involving Caitlin Clark, it's going to grow legs and it's going to get attention.
Caitlin Clark go up for a layup and get slapped across the face by Breanna Stewart.
Look at this. Look. Wham! Right in the face. Look. Wham! No.
When Michael Jordan viewed the footage of Breanna Stewart shoving Caitlin Clark from behind while she was trying to recover after being poked in the eye, he reacted quickly and angrily. The only person in basketball history who genuinely knew what pure competitive fire looked like was someone who battled well-known enforcers like Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer. But even he believed that Breanna Stewart's behavior was inappropriate in terms of sportsmanship and competitive integrity. Here's what Michael Jordan had to say about the timing of the shove. However, his perspective is now devastating for Breanna Stewart. Before we continue, if you have not already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let us return to the story. The basketball legend raised an issue that many fans have been thinking about, but nobody with his level of notoriety had the courage to say publicly. Taking cheap shots at someone while they are completely exposed and not looking is not the same as playing championship-level defense. According to Michael Jordan, his era was considered the most physically demanding in NBA history. When you disagree with someone, you did not wait for their back to turn before acting like a predator. Instead, you face them like a warrior. And that is exactly what Michael Jordan did not like about Breanna Stewart's actions. For now, his remarks have severely damaged Breanna Stewart's reputation. Breanna Stewart's reaction after the incident reportedly frustrated the basketball great even more. Instead of acknowledging that she may have gone too far or expressing regret, Breanna Stewart claimed that fans and the media were criticizing her unfairly. "Damned if I do, damned if I don't," she said. After hearing those comments, Michael Jordan reportedly became even more frustrated. He argued that the game's greatest winners and competitors always take full responsibility for their actions, even when those actions may put another player at risk. He said he was reminded of athletes who knew deep down they could not compete at the highest level, so they looked for questionable ways to influence the game. In other words, he suggested that despite Breanna Stewart's basketball talent, she resorted to unethical tactics. At this point, Michael Jordan's perspective also draws attention to Caitlin Clark's remarkable qualities. Caitlin Clark has the same unique qualities that made Michael Jordan one of the greatest basketball players in history: an exceptional basketball IQ, remarkable clutch shooting ability, and, most importantly, the vision to make everyone around her better. But as someone who respects basketball ethics, he also sees something that genuinely concerns him. This highly talented young athlete must constantly watch for cheap shots and dirty tactics, instead of focusing solely on reaching her extraordinary basketball potential. Michael Jordan claims that Breanna Stewart's approach represents everything that is wrong with certain players' decision to target Caitlin Clark, instead of pushing themselves to match her exceptional talent or outwork her through dedication and preparation. He believes it is concerning that she is physically targeted when she is at her most vulnerable. According to Michael Jordan, this kind of behavior is among the worst forms of basketball competition he has ever seen. As a result, the basketball community began discussing his controversial comments. Michael Jordan compared Caitlin Clark's situation to his own experiences with physical intimidation during his professional career, but he did not hesitate to point out what makes her situation unique. He noted that 22-year-old Caitlin Clark is facing more adversity than most athletes experience throughout their careers, while carrying the weight of being the unquestioned face of women's basketball. Michael Jordan's comments about Breanna Stewart's future in the league, which are now circulating across social media, have also drawn widespread attention. He argues that if the WNBA allows players to target superstars without consequences, it sends a message that average players can rely on unethical tactics instead of improving their basketball skills. He believes this creates a dangerous precedent that could discourage the very players who are raising the league standard. Michael Jordan even went so far as to argue that the league's failure to properly punish these actions sends a wrong message to young fans watching at home. He believes the WNBA should teach young athletes about talent, commitment, and sportsmanship rather than rewarding unsportsmanlike behavior. But perhaps the most significant part of Michael Jordan's remarks was his prediction about Caitlin Clark's future despite these challenges. He said that Caitlin Clark was molded by adversity and that every cheap shot, shady maneuver, and effort to intimidate her only made her more determined to prove her superiority through talent alone. Michael Jordan compared Caitlin Clark's situation to his own rookie season, when opponents constantly tested his physical toughness. He pointed out that Caitlin Clark is dealing with that behavior in addition to the unprecedented media attention and expectations that come with being one of the most marketable players in WNBA history. For this reason, Michael Jordan's support for Caitlin Clark is significant. He believes he is defending more than just a gifted athlete. He is defending basketball's fundamental integrity. He believes that Caitlin Clark has the qualities that make basketball special, including skill, vision, class, and competitiveness. At the same time, he believes certain behaviors displayed by opponents can be harmful to the sport. The basketball legend made it clear that the WNBA is at a pivotal moment. In his view, the league has two choices. It can either allow players to rely on questionable tactics to remain relevant, or to protect and promote its best players, allowing talents like Caitlin Clark to reach their full potential while helping the league continue to grow. Michael Jordan's message was clear. He believed the outcome of those decisions will shape the league's future. Now the conversation continues. Will the WNBA follow Michael Jordan's advice and do more to protect Caitlin Clark, or will it continue handling these situations the same way? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Michael Jordan's criticism of Breanna Stewart's behavior? Do you think he is being too critical, or do you believe his concerns are justified? More importantly, do you think the WNBA will eventually do more to protect its biggest stars? Share your opinion in the comments. I read every single one of them. If you want to see more basketball analysis like this, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. As this story continues to develop, one thing is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Discussions are no longer restricted to a single game, a single hard foul, or a single contentious incident. They are about the future of women's basketball, the standards the league hopes to maintain, and how its top players are treated when they're in the public eye. Before joining the WNBA, Caitlin Clark faced expectations that few athletes have ever experienced. Millions of fans watch every game she plays. Every move she makes is examined from every angle. Every accomplishment is recognized, and every setback attracts media attention. That is what it means to be one of the most well-known figures in modern basketball. Meanwhile, veterans from across the league continue competing at the highest level, bringing pride, perseverance, and years of experience to every game. The WNBA aims to ensure that intense competition never turns into unnecessary or dangerous play. Fans want intensity. They want rivalries. But they also want respect, fairness, and consistency alongside great basketball. Michael Jordan is someone who understands what it is like to perform under constant pressure. That is why his comments have generated such intense discussion. Throughout his legendary career, Michael Jordan faced some of the toughest opponents and most physical defenders basketball has ever seen. However, his message extended beyond physical play. It was about protecting the integrity of the game and ensuring that basketball skill, rather than controversy, remains the main focus. There is no denying that Michael Jordan's comments have sparked debate. Whether you completely agree with his perspective or believe the issue has been overstated, the question of what should happen when the league's biggest stars become the focus of physical play remains a topic of discussion among fans, analysts, former players, and members of the media. Should officials be stricter? Is this simply part of professional basketball, or should the WNBA impose harsher penalties? Everyone seems to have a different opinion. Point one thing about Caitlin Clark is clear. She has continued to focus on basketball rather than allowing controversy, physical defense, or criticism to define her career. She continues to compete, show up, and demonstrate why so many people believe she represents the future of the sport. Her perseverance remains one of the biggest reasons so many fans continue to support her. The WNBA is receiving unprecedented attention. Discussions on social media are growing every day. Arenas are full. New viewers are discovering women's basketball for the first time, and television ratings are rising. These situations affect not only a single player or team, but also the league's image around the world. As the season continues, every game will become even more important. Every game Caitlin Clark plays will be closely watched. Every controversial play will be analyzed. Every officiating decision will be questioned. Each game will also add to the story one of the most talked about seasons in WNBA history. Now, the most important question is yours. Do you believe that Michael Jordan's comments truly reflect the league's current situation? Do you think the WNBA is doing enough to protect its athletes while still allowing aggressive, competitive basketball? What long-term impact do you believe this entire situation will have on Breanna Stewart, Caitlin Clark, and the league? I am genuinely curious to hear the opinions of basketball fans around the world. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could be featured in a future video. And respectful discussion is what makes our community so great. Don't forget to turn on notifications. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload. We truly appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this discussion and want more in-depth basketball analysis, exclusive updates, and the biggest news surrounding Caitlin Clark, NBA legends, and the WNBA, thank you for watching. Remember, basketball history is written every night, and this is where you'll discover the next chapter, which will be even more important than this one. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. To make sure you don't miss anything, subscribe and turn on all notifications. Once you click the video on your screen, we'll see you in the next one.